with the Cars of Stars night. Drivers, signing their cars and giving them to fans in the stands as a thank you to the fans.
Means the world to those fans.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
And at $60 car, it gives you, $1 million smile.
Yep.
It's cool to see that. And so when they approached us and said, hey, this is what we want to do, we were like, we were just talking about a segment like that. Who better than to do it than the High Octane? A hot pit segment sponsored by High Octane. It all works together, and how the whole segment's going to work was, if we got a driver that's PO'd, if we got somebody that's got a concern, or you want to voice your opinion, you want to give whatever you want to say in that segment, it's an open mic, and you can have it.
Within reason.
Well, you know what I mean. You're not going to come on here and say F them and F that. But,
yeah.
But it's that segment where we're going to address your thoughts and feelings. If you got something you want to get out, let's get it out. And I think you were one of those guys that said, hey, I love the idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Some people, are a little bit shy about voicing their opinion. It only makes the sport better if it's done the right way.
Absolutely.
It's not set up to bash anybody.
Right.
It's just to bring the awareness up there. It's in the hot pit. Everything happens really fast, and that's why when we got this deal done, I was like, this is great. Totally great for both parties. For
everybody involved. Listeners, us, you. Yep. Paul, you mentioned that you're going to be opening a website. Do you have that any expectations on the date that you might have that up for?
I'm going to guess by the end of May we should have it up and going.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Do you have a web address?
We want to work everything out before we get it up and going.
Now,
right.
on that website,
get the bugs worked out of it.
On that website, Paul, will people be able to go on there and just create an order and you can make the car and ship it out?
What we're hoping to do is basically have an online storefront. So all the drivers that we have approval through right now is we're going to try to make some cars and have them out there. That way it's just click and buy. If it's out of stock, then they're going to have to contact me and we'll get one made. And we're going to try to make it as easy as possible.
That's awesome.
So have you ever come across where a driver says, no, you can't do my car?
In a joking manner? Yeah. Usually, they want to see what your reaction is going to be.
You'd have to be a fool to say no.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. I thought that answer would be no.
It's just one more avenue to get your
just like the big boys do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love these cars. Well, right here.
And usually what it is how they relate to this is, how many guys can say, hey, I have a die-cast car of mine.
Right.
Yeah. Just like the NASCAR guy.
Sure.
Like anybody. And like you said earlier, it's a great sponsor tool. It's not the normal take a picture, give them a trophy type thing. These people, I have heard stories of guys who have sponsors, and these guys have enough money to own these companies that could buy anything under the sun. And when they give them one of these die-cast cars, they said, just like what you did, it was like a 5-year-old as soon as they opened the box.
Right, 5-year-old at Christmas.
They're rolling it across their desk. And,
it's true.
It's great to hear stuff like that.
It is. So in 2017, here I want to talk about something here on the Swears Trucking chat line that was just sent in. It says, "I've always loved the high octane cars, and the Cars of Stars night is, in my opinion, the most fun night of the year." Okay, that's a pretty cool deal because that's what we're talking about. When the drivers come up with their car and they present it, we do a drawing, and they present the person that we drew that name.
Right.
They present to that car. Let's the Cars of Stars.
When is that?
Well, we haven't done it. We didn't do it last year.
Oh,
because High Octane wasn't there. So here's the thing: Cars of Stars. That's a cool night, and that name, the name for that night, that's a very cool name, isn't it, Paul?
It's a very cool name.
Yeah, who came up with that name?
I might just be talking to the guy that came up with it. He did a contest for that.
That's right. I won the contest. I did.
You did?
He held a contest to name that night, and I said, "Hey, Cars of Stars," and it won. So I was. That was cool. Yeah.
Oh. Cool.
That was cool. It was fun. I hope we're able to bring that back this year.
Yes.
If it's something that you guys are going to do or not, I don't know. But it was such a huge success amongst not just the drivers, but the fans. Like right there, that person saying, in my opinion, the most fun night of the year. That's a big statement.
Yeah.
One of the things that has, and one of the things I want to touch on is when we started this out early, there wasn't as many guys across the country doing what we do. And with only 2 or 3 big wholesalers that supply cars to everybody, the first thing we kind of seen going through the years is they started raising their prices. And because you're taking away from a business that's what they do. And so what better way for them to get their money out of it than to raise the prices, which then again we have to pass on to our customers.
Of course.
And it's usually anything to do with the first question they ask you out of your mouth is, what color of car are you looking for? Well, of course you're looking for white because you can make it whatever way you want.
Mm-hmm.
And, every time I was calling, the increase was happening. And so that's what really makes it a challenge to be able to supply these cars at a reasonably priced rate. And then when you go, like Cars of Stars was great, and but when you have a wide gap now in the price from a mod to a Camaro to a Monte Carlo to a late model, it's really difficult to ask these guys just to buy it and give it away.
Sure.
I mean, because we're talking a mod right now runs you about $125. So
wow.
I don't know what a G60 costs, but it makes it kind of think. Am I going to buy a tire? Am I going to buy? And of course, they want to do the part and give back to the fans, but it also makes you think at that point also.
So would there?
But we can definitely work on something, a form of it, and try to get it back to where we were at.
Well, I'll tell you right now,
2018.
If we've got any CNC machinists out there, anybody that's capable of making a mold, and you're listening, listen to what he's saying. If you can take advantage of that, if you've got the machinery to do it, even if you've got plastic mold injection, you can make the bodies out of plastic. It doesn't have to be metal.
All right.
And you can keep the cost down. Jump on it. Start getting on this deal because there's money to be made in that business.
Yeah.
I mean, listen to what he's saying. Every time he calls in, there's a price increase.
$125 for a modified.
And that's because
that's bare bones basic.
That's just that white car with nothing on it. And then he calls in and gets the wraps done and applies the wraps himself. And so that's your cost is $125, right?
So my cost is my cost on modifieds. I don't make very much.
That's what I was saying. On the modifieds, we had that discussion. You're not making much on the modifieds at all.
Right. My cost is $125 to anybody who wants to buy a modified.
Okay.
Just to get our name back up there, get it out here. But no, like you said, if there's anybody out there with the capability of being able to produce these modifieds with a different body style up to date, it's $1 million company just waiting to happen.
Wow.
Because everybody wants that new body style.
Wow.
If I had the means to do it, I'll tell you right now, I'd jump all over that because it's a popular item. People buy these things. If you have the means to do it and you want to jump in and make yourself a bunch of money, talk to Paul.
Yeah,
he'll buy your cars.
Yeah.
But
I would be your
buyer.
biggest distributor right now.
There you go.
Wow.
I know we got some guys that are creative out there that are craftsmen that can find a way to do it. Look at Buzz over here thinking about that.
The wheels are turning. I'm not sure. The wheels turn, or is he sleeping? They're spinning.
Yeah. It's always a good time when Buzz Mitchell stops in the studio. You never know what's going to happen. I got scared when him and Pam both walked in.
I know. Me too.
I thought you were in trouble.
I was getting under the table.
You were? So, 2017, do you guys have a schedule set up for what you're going to do this year at tracks, or what kind of events you're covering, Paul?
So we're 2017. We're just going to kind of go around to different tracks, get as many drivers on board as possible. That's why I say the website is almost a must. If you see me at one of your local tracks, it's something you want to do, stop me. I can supply my phone number. It's 503-302-0611. Just drop me a call or a text, and we can get the ball rolling that way. But again, I got to get out, and I pretty much have been not stuck. I've been at Sunset or at Willamette last year with the kids club, and we're going to try to get out and hit a few places we haven't seen in quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you'll be around the state more often than you were the last couple years.
Right. And it's just getting the thing back out there. what you're going to start to see, and what we want everybody to do, is go on, and we have 2 pages of high-octane diecast and promotions. I changed both things today. They both have Jeremy Shank on it, so you're following the right site.
Okay.
One has a mod, one has a late model. If you like both of those pages, you're going to start to see a lot of information flow through there. And that's kind of where everything will go, and you'll start to see when the website's launched, and on Moxie Media as well, just to kind of keep everybody updated. One of the new things I'm working on right now, I'm out in the shop as I'm talking to you, we have some Monte Carlos that are being produced. These are pretty sweet.
Very
cool. Once they come out, you guys are, I'll have all the Monte Carlo guys calling me going, hey, I want my car done.
Well, I'll tell you right now,
they're sweet.
Oh, yeah. I saw, actually, one of the Monte Carlos you did before, and the Camaros I thought looked great. Chris Frisbee just hit us up, and he says they're going to be buying high-octane die-cast cars for each of their sponsors. Have you seen Frisbee's car? There's a lot of sponsors on that deal. Fire up the modified press, buddy.
Yeah.
There's some orders right there. So, see, he's already. Yeah, see? I love it.
Paul, what was that phone number again one more time?
503-302-0611.
And we'll get that link put up on Moxie to both. And their High Octane Diecast and Promotions is the new name of the pages, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Cool.
And what we'd like to see, too, not only doing just these cars, we have done in the past a few local businesses who are kind of just dabbling a little bit. They may want to sponsor a car. They're not really 100%. So we went ahead and we've made, a late model with all their decals on it, just to kind of show them what it's like. And usually that's a big hit. And then it's usually the next question is how can you plug somebody in that fits what our company needs to represent? So that's one of the benefits out of this is if we get a company on board and they're kind of interested in dirt track racing. Of course, they know about NASCAR, but they like something more local for their business.
Sure. Bang for their buck.
A lot of them are reaching out. They see this new product, and so as people are ordering cars and stuff from me, it's getting to know them, and if I have somebody that fits what these people are looking for, I'm going to recommend them. And it's all giving back to a sport that we all love, and bringing it back local, and having some place to spend our Friday and Saturday nights.
That's right.
Keeping it local.
And like he says, like we mentioned before, they're great sponsor pieces, great promotional, great conversation pieces. How many times before the show have you seen people walk in and pick up that car we have here that says Jetstream and Moxie on it?
It's always being played with.
Always.
Yeah.
And it's usually by an adult. It's up high.
Yeah, yep.
And the adults pick it up and go, oh, my God, that's so cool. And, we tell them where they can get one. And it's just like you said. People pick it up and look at it, and you can get one with your own business. You don't have to be in racing; just get one with your business on it.
You become an instant child with that thing in your hand.
It's so funny. It's true. Paul, we want to say thanks for joining us here on the High Octane Diecast Hot Pit segment. We're going to now from now on, this isn't going to be such a long segment. It's going to be about 5 minutes. You're going to come on. You're going to hit us with what you got, and we're going to fire up the hot pit and talk about things. But I'm glad to have you on board, and we want to welcome you to the show here at Moxie Media and Northwest Dirt News. And
we really appreciate you, Paul.
Yeah, looking forward to working with you this year, bud.
Thank you, guys. I have one more thing before I go. So every month we're going to do a promotion through this. And so what we're going to do for the month of May is everybody that orders a car, I require half down to get this ball rolling. Mm-hmm. And at the end of May, everybody who has purchased a car will have their name in a drawing. And at the end of the month, we will, not necessarily will you have your car because we're going to get swamped, I can tell.
Yeah.
And we're going to give away a $100 gift card to Left Coast Motorsports.
Wow. Awesome.
Cool.
So, and what we want you to do is, as drivers, is share this with your fans. And if your fans are buying one, and just have them mention, hey, I'm a huge Kyle Yak fan, and the car that I buy from Kyle, I want his name to go in the drawing. So it kind of, or if the fan wants their name going, I'm fine with that too.
Very cool.
But it's kind of a way to give back to the drivers also.
Nice.
That's awesome. I like it. Great idea.
Yeah.
Very cool. Right on.
But yeah, thank you guys, and look forward to it every week.
You
right
bet,
on.
Paul.
Thanks,
you,
Paul.
Bud. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
I thought the promotion at the end was kind of cool.
Yeah,
because not only do you get a chance to win, or you can give that chance to the driver you're